This is Pastor Jeff Chavis. I'm the pastor of Church Online. We're an online community of faith. You can find us at churchonline.com, but I say this every week. We spell that uniquely CHRCH because all that's missing is you. This morning, I'm thinking about this little biblical word that maybe we struggle with at times. It's the word humility. I know that it's commanded throughout Scripture, but it seems to be the one thing that is exactly the opposite of what we hear from the world. And unfortunately, at times, even in church circles, even in ministry circles, we have a hard time with living out humility. In fact, I'm going through something right now, a situation where I'm being tasked to elevate myself a bit, elevate the ministry that I'm in a bit. And I got to tell you, it just doesn't feel comfortable. It just doesn't feel right to me. And yes, I know that our feelings can be deceptive at times, but I hit a verse this morning that really spoke to me. This was during my personal devotional time, and this is First Peter chapter 5, starting verse 6, and it says, "Therefore humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your cares upon him, for he cares for you." I read that verse and had to really dig into that verse because that spoke to me. The thing that I'm trying to do, exalting myself, exalting the ministry, and it's for the purposes of gaining a level of support, but it just didn't seem right, as I said, and it didn't seem to be working either. And those words just jumped off the page at me that it's not my timing, it's his timing. In his due time. That's what it says. He may exalt you in due time. But what I'm supposed to do instead is casting all your cares upon him, for he cares for you. Again, read that verse, and as a pastor, I got to dig in. What's behind the story? Of course, it begins with therefore. So you always got to ask what the therefore is there for. So all you have to do is back up one single verse, and this is 1 Peter 5:5. He says, "Likewise, you younger people, submit yourselves to your elders." Yes, all you. "Be submissive to one another. Be clothed with humility, for God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble." Humility is absolutely the key. That by the way, there's a quote there from Proverbs 3:34. God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. Then he says, "Therefore humble yourselves." That's what we're supposed to do. And it doesn't matter if the world around us is trying to push us into a certain level of exalting ourselves. And I mean, that could be as simple as when we are writing a resume, submitting for job applications. We still can do it in a manner that is humble. That's what it's supposed to be about. And it's going to happen in his due time, not in my due time. Again, cast your anxieties on him. That's what we're supposed to be about. But then the next verse again grabbed me. Verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walks around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. I read that. I said, wait, is that related? Those seem almost separate. Humble myself, cast my cares on him, be sober, be vigilant. That word sober means to be calm, collected in our spirit. Be vigilant means to be watchful. I read that and I see, yes, because those words, your adversary, the devil, walks around like a roaring lion, seeking those who he may devour. Is it connected? Because not being humble, the opposite is pride. That's the one area that the enemy works in. And our goal, our command is to be sober, be vigilant. Then the next verse, resist him, steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same sufferings you're experiencing are experienced by your brotherhood around the world. In other words, you're not alone. I'm not alone. There are other people in the similar situation to where I am today, and the same with you today. Our goal, back it up and just think of the commands. Humble yourself. Cast your cares upon him. Be sober, be vigilant, resist the enemy. Those are the things that we're supposed to be about, not exalting ourselves, not exalting our position, but instead waiting for the perfect timing of God. But again, I know it's hard. I know the world around us wants to, we have this, 15-point plan, and these are the things that worked in this situation for this person, and we could follow this plan. We can, buy this book. We can subscribe to this website, and all of those are really designed to do that thing that we're not supposed to be doing. Instead, be humble. And when I find myself in that place, I just need to cast my cares on him because he cares for you. Oh, think of the comfort in those words. Just those 4 words. He cares for you. I'm going through this situation, and is there at one moment that I don't believe that God cares for me? Is there a moment that I think he's forgotten about me? Is there a moment that I think, well, maybe he just doesn't know? Maybe, and we may even say this, I have to help him out because he doesn't know exactly. He's not here. He doesn't know. All of those aren't true. He knows everything about us. He knows the situation we're in. And what we just need to simply do is cast our cares on him. Give it to him. Maybe it is something you're going through. Maybe you're involved in a situation that just you don't even know how to get out of. You don't even know how to move forward in. God knows. God knows our situation, and God knows how to move us forward. A situation where maybe we're being asked to do something that is not within our skill set, maybe it's not within our personality, whatever we want to say, that's where we cast our cares on him and ask God to lead us and show us, is this situation breaking those rules? Humbling myself, trusting that he will exalt us in his time. Then maybe today is the day that maybe we need to let that go. Maybe there's something that we need to get rid of in our lives today so that we can walk in those words. And then, of course, be sober, be calm, collected in our spirit, and watchful. Because the enemy's going to plant all those thoughts in our head, isn't he? He's going to plant those thoughts that, oh, well, if you were better qualified, if you were a better candidate, if you were smarter with your money, if you knew more about this situation or that situation, whatever it might be, those are the lies of the enemy. Instead, the truth is those words. We're going through the same thing other people are going through. He's going to exalt us in his time, and he cares for us.